Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the next contender, the fourth contender for the thesis defense today, we have Rafly Rinaldi. Yeah, and Rafly Rinaldi, your title here is
Yes, Buta, Mister.
the impact of stand-up comedy on student listening comprehension. And then I hope you already watch all the previous thesis defense, and then the procedure of the thesis defense, starting with the chance for you to explain your complete thesis. It will be 10 minutes maximum, and then after that one you are going to
Yes.
have the Q&A. Yeah, I'm the one that gonna share the screen for you. Time is yours, please, and best of luck. Come on.
Oke, Mister. Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Mr. Sofian Hadi as examiner. Thank for your time. And then I want to explain my presentation PowerPoint about my research and the title of stand-up comedy on student listening comprehension, Mister. Next slide, Mister. And the next again, Mister. And next, this is what did I do? Okay, for this point, there is why did I do conduct this thesis? Because the first point there is learning method using comedy element and it's very popular with many students. And from this point, I guess the if I if I using comedy elements and into the learning can make the student feel happy and enjoying the learning, and then can make the easy to catch the message from the material learning. And the second point, there is many teachers still use old material and methods to teach listening. And from this point, based on my experience, many teachers still using old material and methods. For example, they just put the speaker on the table, and there is a sound from the someone who make conversation with his friend maybe, and then ask to student to find the message from the conversation. And I think that can make a student feel boring for the learning. And this next point, there is students have limited ability to listen and draw conclusion from the listening material given by teacher. And from this point, I think many students have a limited ability, and then they have a limited vocabulary. They what and then can make a student hard to catch the message from the material given by the teacher, and maybe from the atmosphere in the class it's very noisy, and then can make hard to catch the message from the material. Is there? Next slide, Mister. This theory from Gelakjani and Ahmadi 2011, Namaziandos, Sabdevari, and Hasemi Farnia 2018. Listening is regarded as an active process through which humans from the meaning of passage and laying the information which they listen with existing knowledge. And from this section has explained it the proposed definition from the word listen, and listening implies more than perception of the sound, and then uh, the process of listening, the act also requires the act of paying attention and trying to get understand its message. Next slide, Michael. And next there is methods time, place, and study. I was this research conducted at MA Alphatia located in Condet, and then this research was conducted approximately 3 months from January until March 20 and 21. And I started this research from January, and this research was conducted online by using WhatsApp to collecting data from the student. And next, there is method. There is quantitative research. I use quantitative research with pre-experimental design. Quantitative research, this is to involve variables made from measuring variables and test relationship between to reveal patterns and correlation. And for pre-experimental design, this is experimental subject measuring before and after treatment. And next for the sample, I was taking this research taken randomly as many as 33 students of publication of class 12B of MA Alpha here. And then I, I, I did a pre-test before given treatment and post-test after treatment. And then on the first day of the study, pre-test was conducted, and then the students are given video related to the material and to be discussed. And then this test applied to improve the improve the listening skills. And then after pretest, I give the treatment to improve listening skills with stand-up comedy to students, and this is the students are given practice listening with to material that can use understanding listening well. And after treatment, I give the post test was carried out, and then this test is the same as the pre-test. And then the post test, this aim to determine how much influence of stand-up comedy on students listening comprehension. And then I saw an increase in student listening skills after giving being a treatment. Next, Mister. And from this table, we got the finding, the score student of the score student is after undergoing treatment with stand-up comedy were higher than before treatment. And then we can see the score of the post-test scores, which is higher than pre-test score. And this is indicating stand-up comedy has a significant effect to student listening ability comprehension of 12th grade of MA Alpha Thea student. Next slide, Michelle. And from this conclusion, this research was conducted online using WhatsApp to collect data, because in January until March 2021, there's still a corona that the student cannot to come to school. And then the next conclusion, learning is going well. It can be seen and concluded from the improvement of students between pre-test and post-test. Pre-test obtained 50 and post-test 83. From the explanation above, stand-up comedy can influence students in their listening comprehension. That's all, Mister.
Okay, thank you very much, Rafly. Now we're gonna go with your first slide. Yeah.
You're welcome, Mister.
Okay, let's start with the title.
Yeah.
To be honest, roughly, when you mention it is a stand-up comedy that you use to listening comprehension, in teaching the student about listening comprehension, that should be an interesting kind of teaching and learning for the students. Yeah, because
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
when we try to implement new kind of technique or strategy or method for the students, we should consider like what is it that they love the most. Yeah, and then if you're claiming stand-up comedy here is one of the, what is it, one of the favorite of the
true.
uh, students. Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Comedy,
going to,
comedy.
yeah, stand-up comedy. Yeah, you're going to explain it what kind of the stand-up comedy that you use for this listening comprehension. Roughly, come on.
I use video from the Kevin Hart mister from YouTube. Sourced
Oh,
by YouTube.
okay, this
Wah.
Kevin Hart.
Yes.
And then according to your opinion, the use of Kevin Hart, you the video, yeah, especially this one for the stand-up comedy, how
Mhm.
can Kevin Hart give an impact for your student listening comprehension mastery?
What is it?
Okay,
Kevin Hart video.
how the Kevin Hart video here can increase the listening comprehension mastery of the students?
Master. Maybe can make a student. The title of
Okay, did you really conducted this research, roughly?
yes, mister. By using
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
yeah, so that should be an easy question, I guess, that you can
Okay.
answer. Yep. Okay, let's go with the next one. Uh, Next slide, you're mentioning about the basic reason why did he conducted this research. The first sentence, you're mentioning the learning method using comedy elements and it is very popular with many students. Okay, can you try to mention why did you claim, why did you conclude the use of comedy element it is very popular in many students? What
Because
is it the proof? Yeah, what is it the proof of it, please?
because many based on my experience, many students like a comedy method, and with a comedy, if we teach with element comedy, can make them feel enjoy and happy, and then they can easy to catch my the message or come conclusion from the material given by the teacher method.
Yeah, what I mean here, can you please try to give some data, some fact, yeah, that you come with this kind of conclusion. Comedy element in it, it is very popular with many students. Some kind of data, maybe a percentage based on the result of the interview, or it is based on the observations. And because when you try to conclude like this one, it's mean you have the data, you have a prior kind of data based on the observation, or it is based on the questionnaire, or it is based on the interview that you conducted with the teacher or even with the student itself. So you can claim majority of the student they love if they learn English with comedy element in it. Come on.
The proof method. What? Maybe this. The proof.
Okay, next question, Roughly. You were mentioning also here, many teachers still use old materials and method to teach listening.
Hmm.
Okay, from this statement, would you please try to mention it? Which one is the old materials and method that used by the teachers?
Maybe from the exam, from based on my experience, from children, we at maybe an example from junior high school. I learned listening, uh, and listening with the what the teacher just can just put the speaker, not without a visual from the YouTube. And then and now this research I get the videos with visual, but without subtitle later from the modern stand-up comedy.
And then you're
Maybe just
using only WhatsApp to teach the student, really? And then that
oh
can work? Yeah, and it's work according to report here. Can you
oh
try to make it more clear, please?
work
Hmm?
work very work.
Yeah, you're claiming, based on your finding, it is work. Yeah, but
Hmm.
would you please try to prove it if it is work? That will be the question, I guess.
Maybe, many students after I give stand-up comedy is so interested, Mister. Interested for watching the what the videos I give to them, the visual
Okay,
YouTube,
okay.
YouTube.
You keep on repeating. If it is the use of community, it is interesting. It is a fun kind of thing for the students. But you are not describing the process of your teaching using that one. Yeah. The use of WhatsApp, I can't even imagine here when you try to teach your students and then you're using only WhatsApp to teach the students. You're going to send them the link of the video of Kevin Hart only, or what is it, the process of it? Yeah, that's the real questions. It seems like you are not doing it really well here, Rafly.
Okay, Mister. Sorry, there's
Okay,
internet, my internet.
next one you're mentioning students have limited ability to listen and draw conclusions from the listening material given by the teachers. So which data that showing this kind of statement? Can you please try to explain the data that mentioning students have limited ability to listen and draw conclusions from the listening material given by the teachers? Which one?
Oh, many student there is the um, very much many have a limited vocabulary, Mister, that can and then they make them hard to catch the message from the conversation. Many students, Mister, they have a limited vocabulary.
Okay. Again, you keep on repeating many students. So what is it? The data of it, the percentage of it, the result of the interview, and blah blah blah. Okay, now let's go with the next one. For the theory, you were only putting about listening itself. You were not mentioning about the stand-up comedy itself. You were not mentioning about the YouTube video that you use, and then
Hmm.
you were not also mention all of the theories, a group of theories that you use to support your research. It seems like it is only listening, a single alone kind of theory that you use for the research itself. Yeah, so you better put some details of it. What is it, the method that he used? Yeah, how did he use the method of it? And then how did you are going to link between listening till you're going to make it relevant with the stand-up comedy itself, and then with the use of the stand-up comedy video by Kevin Hart of it. Okay, Rafly?
Okay, Mister.
Okay, next one for the method you're mentioning here, but quantitative research, pre-experimental design, and then the sample here is 12B was the control, and then experimental class, yeah, and then your finding, pre-test and then post-test. For the finding, maybe you can separate this one. Which one is the pre-test? Yeah, that should be the first data. Second, it is the data of a post-test itself, so you can compare it. Yeah, because if we try to
Mhm.
read this one, yeah, try to read this one. So what is it? The poor, yeah, and then enough, good, excellent, with very poor. Here we can see it is not equal between the pre-test and post-test, right? Okay.
Okay, Mister.
And then your conclusion, this research was conducted online using WhatsApp to collect data. Okay, you're using WhatsApp in collecting the data or using WhatsApp to teach your student. It is still mystery. Yeah, I have no idea. Do you really conducted this research, or it is something that you really made up by your mind? Yeah, and then you're mentioning learning is going well. It can be seen and concluded from the improvement of student between pre-test and post-test. It is too simple, I guess, for the quantitative kind of research, probably. Yeah, and I hope you are going to come to my office, and then we are going to discuss more. Yeah, but your first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, till the last chapter of your thesis. Is that okay, Rafly?
Okay, Mr. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess that should be the last of your chance to
Welcome,
explain your
Mr.
complete thesis, yeah, and then let's
Yeah.
close this thesis defense here by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Alhamdulillahirobbilalamin.
And then the last, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Rafly.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mister, welcome.